Hi, hello, welcome, or welcome back to the stream. Yes, as the title would suggest, I may or may not be a little bit inebriated 2 times in 1 week. First, there was Wednesday, obviously, state of origin. Stressful times for New South Wales, guys. Need a few drinks to get through it. So I really needed to do a Chemist Warehouse run. And as any Australian will know, like you have the West Farmers. Is it West Farmers? Or is that? No, Coles is Coles Myer. West Farmers is Woolworths, Chemist Warehouse, and Dan Murphy's. Yeah, so you got the West Farmers Holy Trinity, right? You've got Chemist Warehouse because I need the lowest prices guaranteed, guys, for all my health needs because God knows I am an unhealthy bitch. So I had to go to Chemist Warehouse and, pick up some medication and also just, pick up some odds and sods. Like I'm very big on my vitamins. I'm very big on my supplements. I like to try and stay as healthy as I can. And I was going to go to Woolies and pick up some groceries, but then I looked across from Chemist Warehouse and I saw Dan's. I saw Dan's Murphy's, which for anyone that's not Australian, it's basically like a warehouse-sized bottle, which is a bottle shop. Where, funnily enough, they sell alcohol. And I just thought, I just might get a cheeky 6-pack or something. So I walked over there and I don't know, they've been like shilling the Suntory, like the Japanese alcohols big time in Australia recently. And anyone who knows anything about me is I love apples. I love apple flavored things. I love apple scented things. Like I have like this like scented oil that I put in like an oil diffuser that smells like toffee apples. If you're Australian, you know the toffee apple lollies. Oh my God, they're so good. Anyway, so I saw like it's vodka, shochu, and soda. It's Monsuta, alcoholic green apple. So I grabbed like a 6-pack of those or a 4-pack of those. I don't even know how many it was now. But I didn't realize it was 2 standard drinks. So I decided to crack one open on the way home. And I was like, oh God, why do I feel so tipsy? Well, it turns out I chugged like 2 standard drinks and like they're really small cans. Like it's smaller than a can of Coke. And turns out I chugged over 2 standard drinks just like in a few minutes. So hang on, let me crack open another one. Let's do some ASMR. Is that what it's called? I don't know. Did you hear that? Can you hear the fizz? It's the fizz that makes you whiz. Oh, poor Liz Fizz. She got tweeted on. She wishes she got tweeted on. She got cheated on. I can't speak English. Somebody send in the SAS. I need to be rescued from my own stupidity. I need help. All right. Let's do the spelling bee. I promise I'm sober, guys. I'm completely sober. I did not get carded tonight, so that's pretty exciting. Or pretty sad. I better not be looking like I'm over 25 because that's gross. All right. I was walking. I can solemnly swear that I have never drunk drive. I would never, ever, ever, ever drink drive. I have a friend that lost her parents because of a drink driver. I will always walk or I will always train it or I will always get a taxi. I will always do something like, yeah. That's one thing that I am not. Yeah. I would never, ever drink drive. All right. So spelling bee, guys. We have the letter P that we have to use, and then we have HALEBT. Epitaph. How do you spell that? Epitaph? That's going to be spelled wrong. Is it EPE? How do you spell it? Ep. It has an eye? Oh, can't make it. All right. Let's just pretend that I'm drunk, and that's why I can't spell. It's not, though. It's actually just because I'm done. Rachel Epithet. How do you spell that? Epithet. Epithet. Does that have an I as well? I guess it does. Help. That's something I need some. We're an M away from Bethlehem, where Christ was born, guys. Plate. Hi, Naruto World. What's up? What is crack-a-lacking? I've got plate. I've got health, which I need a lot of. I need a lot of help, both mentally and physically, guys. Look, Japanese canned drinks are brutal, right? Because there was nothing to suggest there were two standard drinks in this little can of green apple goodness. It's so small. It's like, I swear, it's smaller than a can of Coke. It's not my fault. I was tricked. Oh, there's no I. Okay. Ha ha ha. Palette. Apple was like the first word I put in there, hyperbovie. And are you okay in the brain? I'm just kidding. But are you? Tap. Pap. Tap. Tap up. Tap up. How do you spell tapenade? Oh no, I don't have any of the letters for that. La. Pel. Lapel. We have L. Tuk tuk tuk. Lethal doesn't have a P in it. Label doesn't have a P in it. Are you okay? I'm supposed to be the bimbo. I'm the bimbo of the show, okay? Jeez. Let me be the bimbo. Oh dear. Oh dear. Epidural. Epidural, guys, that is a very, very good invention for the woman. I have not given birth in my life, but when I do give birth, hopefully one day, I'm going to be so happy for the epidural. Let me tell you that. Oof. Pleb. Oh, that was it. That was it, guys. It's done. It's done. All right. I don't know how I'm going to do this crossword drunk, but we will give it a red hot go. Oh, no. All right. Play without an account. Yes, please. Org defending individuals' rights. Repeated words that lead up to bonking. I don't know. What puzzle solvers don't look down on? You're gonna lock in? You're gonna look in on what? Hathaway, who starred in The Princess Diaries. I have not seen that movie, but I know that chick. I don't know. That chick always rubs me the wrong way, I've got to say. Garment on which it's totally acceptable to get food stains. Napkin? No, it doesn't fit. Doing the dishes or mowing the lawn. Chores? C-H-O-R-E. Maybe. Younger sister to Bart, older sister to Maggie. Lisa. Bit of laughter. I don't know, I never laugh. I don't experience joy. Image of a compass for safari. Image of a compass for safari. Icon? Maybe? That fits, so let's go with that. Org defending individual rights. Okay, so I was thinking like Amnesty International, whatever, but it's got an L in it. It's got an L for the third letter. I see Lisa did a collab with Felix. Lisa Simpson did a collab with Felix. Felix the cat? Felix. Which Felix? I don't know. There's many Felixes. You're going to have to excuse me. I need some alcohol. Hang on. Oh, Felix from Stray Kids. Felix from Stray Kids is from Seven Hills, down the road from where I grew up. He has a very thick Western Sydney accent. I used to have that accent. Do I still have a bit of a Western Sydney accent? Who knows? Although as I get drunker, I sound more Western Sydney. And more Western Sydney. It comes out. We can't help it. This is how we were born. A bit of laughter. I don't know. Punch in your face. Am I too drunk for this? Garment on which it's totally acceptable to get food stains. Well, I get food stains on all of my clothing just because like I'm a little grot and I don't know how to eat without. Change to BGM. Oh yeah, good idea. Is that better? Does that have some background music for you? Upsy daisy, maybe? Let's try. Org defending Australian Civil Liberties Union. I think that's ACLU, right? Is that a thing? I feel like it is. Can somebody Google if ACLU is a thing? American Civil Liberties Union? I feel like that is. I'm not American, so obviously I don't actually know what these things are because I'm not a weirdo. Like, forgive me. I'm so mean. 6666. Oh, that's the number of the beast. 5. Repeated words that lead up to... I don't know. Hello, Ver Edits or Very Edits. Good to see you, bro. So that is a thing? I didn't make it up. The ACLU is a real thing? Okay, cool. I didn't know if I made that up. I don't freaking know about this American stuff, mate. Like, a bit of laughter. I would say a bit of a chuckle, but it ends with an A. What is laughter that ends with an A? Is that even... I don't know. Like, I might have a chunder in the gutter later. I might go outside my house and just, you know, stick my head in the gutter and have a chunder, as we say in the land down under. But, I don't know. Okay, garment on which it's totally acceptable to get food stains that starts with an A. I thought it would be a napkin. Serviette, napkin, serviette. What's a garment that starts with A? Is that even a thing? What is happening? What's 2? Doing dishes or mowing the lawn. Okay, that's got to be chore, right? Oh, can you... I act like it's the computer's fault when it's like 100% my fault. That's called not taking responsibility for ourselves. And that's what I like to do. If we can blame someone else for our problems, I say that's the way to go. What puzzle solvers don't look down on? Oh, a cross. Now we're cooking with gas, boys. Oh, apron. This is apron. Oh, this is hooray, I think. A big cheer. Hooray. All right, now we've got one more letter. Repeated words that lead up to. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip hooray? Must be. Oh, we did it, guys! We did it. We did it. We did it, guys. We solved it. We solved it. My drunk little Australian brain. It did it. It's really funny because on Wednesday, the Koreans got me drunk on soju. But on Friday, I went to Dirty Dance, and the Japanese are getting me tipsy. So, you know, it all works out in the end. I actually did plan a show today. I was going to talk about like all about this, like the civil case that Ethan Klein may have against, you know, denims and all those what's a ladylike way to put them? Well, I don't know. You wouldn't use the word ladylike and those chicks in the same sentence, so I don't know. Look, usually I say with internet drama or somebody, you know, being a dick to you online, just, you know, be the bigger person. But yeah, look, they went after Ethan Klein's kids. That's, you always leave kids out of it. I am a very maternal person. Like, I love kids. Kids are like my favorite people in the entire world. They are the coolest people. Children are the coolest people in the world. They are the most fun people to hang out with. I love kids. Basically, you know, we are on the same maturity level. I just love kids. Yeah, for her to look, I heard the words come out of her mouth. She was very strongly implying that CPS should be called on Ethan. And, you know, I'm a social worker. Look, obviously social workers, we're trained to interview kids in a way as to make it as the least traumatic for them as we can. But it's still the very act of having to deal with child protection workers is in and of itself traumatic. And Yeah, I don't blame Ethan Klein for going scorched earth. And honestly, I don't think Denims, Frogan, and that Casey Tron thing have ever faced any repercussions in their life ever. So I say, you know, go for gold, mate. Fucking take them for all they're worth. Guess they'll have to go get a real job, and then they'll finally understand the like all these people LARPing as like left-wing freaking whatever. Like they've never worked jobs in their life. They actually have disdain for the working class. If you actually listen to them, they actually have disdain for actual working class people. Yeah, Ethan, take them for all they're worth, mate. I am with you. All right, should we get into it? Hyperbovian, if while I'm reacting to my brain is a sift today. If while I'm reacting to this H3, supposedly the content nuke 2, the second one, if you can find me stuff to discuss that's like current from today, that would be great, because everything's just completely left my little brain. It's gone. So that would be good. Thank you. This one is copyrighted. He's not going to sue me because I always turn a 20-minute video into at least a 40-minute video. So we're all good. And this one isn't copyrighted. He copyrighted the original content nuke, knowing that people would react to it. I'm giving away the video. Come on, let's go. Ooh.
Hi there. My name is Ethan Klein, and my favorite hobby is spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on lawyers. Today, I invite you into my home to share my favorite pastime with you.
Yeah, baby.
Join me in creating generational wealth for my attorney. Let me tell you guys a story.
Wow, guys, look at this, babe. Wouldn't you just launch 1,000 ships for her? I mean, I know I would. In the opposite direction, boys. Am I right? Sorry, I'm drunk and I'm being mean. I think this chick is so evil. Like, sorry, but like butterface with boobs. That's what you are. See, I have a pretty face and no boobs, so it's like, you know. We take what we get in this life.
It's a big conversation called ReactGate. ReactGate was a debate going on in the streaming community about what constituted fair use. People like Hassan, XQC, and many of the large Twitch streamers would watch other creators' entire video on their stream. They would rarely add sufficient commentary or even pause the video to speak. Most egregiously, they would re-upload the entire VOD to YouTube with the same thumbnail, the same title, so that they could cannibalize traffic from the original video. Here's what Lamino had to say about it.
Sorry, but for all the women that find Hassan Piker attractive, go to Western Sydney. Every guy there is at least equally attractive or more attractive. And they're probably not sociopathic assholes. That's just a tip for you. Hey Dango, what's up? How are you doing? I'm a little bit drunk, so you'll have to excuse me if I'm a little bit a little bit savage tonight. It's been a long week, and I'm just here to to unwind.
About this phenomenon.
I don't mind people reacting to my videos, but I do mind when they play the entirety of my video. A face cam in the corner or the occasional interruption does nothing to address that issue. My video is still being played from beginning to end in someone else's stream or video. It's neither.
And look, like, I never leave a video playing for more than 2 or 3 minutes before I have something to say, or I have something to extrapolate on, or something to add, or, you know, giving historical context or something like that. Like, I would, yeah. And I always say, this is a video by blah, blah, blah. like and encourage people to like and subscribe. It's not that hard. And I always like reference, if I upload something to YouTube, I'm always referencing and I'm always linking back to the original content. And if I ever get to the point in my Twitch career, which obviously I've been streaming for just over 4 weeks now, if I get to the point in my Twitch career where, you know, people, more than a few people are watching me, I will 100% reach out to a creator and say, hey, I would like to react to your video. Is that cool? Like, it's not that hard, especially if you stream full time. Like, how hard is it for you? If that's your career and that's how you generate income, how hard is it for you to reach out to somebody and just go, hey? And if they say no, then it's like, all right, cool. Like, I probably wouldn't, just even though legally I probably could, I'd probably just be like, okay, there's probably another 50 videos on this topic. I will use one of those. Have a good one. You're about to open a bottle of whiskey? Yeah, it's Friday night. Go for it. It's time to relax. It's time to party.
Neither ethical nor necessary to feature the entirety of someone else's work. Or, you know, they could do the bare minimum and ask for permission. Something that none of the major reaction channels have ever done when they've streamed or re-uploaded my videos. But to answer your question, no, I don't want people to stream or re-upload the entirety of my videos.
Now, understandably, this made a lot of people angry, because why should these content thieves
How are
essentially
these denims?
get more
Sorry, but the facial structure is giving... It's hard to tell when someone's got weak bone structure because of the ways their tissues drape. It's like, are they draping like that because of like age and gravity, or are they draping like that because, you know, phrenology? See, I told you I was going to be mean. Denims, age. What's her name? Denims, TV. Otherwise, it'll tell me the age of jeans, I guess. She's 28. Oh. Ooh. No comment. No further comment, guys. Hello, Ken. Nice to see you. You are Knuff. You are Knuff, Ken. Always remember that.
than the author of the video, which in a lot of cases was happening. I mean, people don't like injustice, and this just, we all see this, and no, it's not right. This debate culminated when XQC, one of the prime suspects, called in to my show to debate me, in which case I'm sad.
I'm all right, Ken. How are you? I accidentally ingested two standard drinks on the way home from the shops. I bought like these Japanese canned drinks, and I didn't realize they were like two standard drinks in a little can. So then I thought, well, I'm already buzzed and I've got a stream, so I might as well have another one. So I'm having another one. So that's just what we're doing now. But where are you from, Ken? Are you from a local time zone, perhaps Australia or Asia, or are you from somewhere further afield? Because this time zone, you know, we've got some people from Singapore, we've got some people from Indonesia, Australia, Japan's in our time zone too. You know, that's typically how we roll around these parts.
To report that
What are we talking about? We're just looking at, you're from Indonesia? Oh, I love Indonesia. Yeah, Indonesia's awesome. We're just looking at H3 suing some Twitch streamers. He's suing Denims, Frogan, and what's her name? I just said her name. Denims. He's suing Denims. Yeah. So we're just looking at that. We only just started, so you haven't missed much. You have a channel from Antarctica. I have a cousin who's, where am I from? I'm from Sydney, but I live in Australia, but I live in Melbourne. So right at the bottom of Australia, on the eastern coast of Australia, but right down the bottom.
was terribly owned.
So in that regard, do you care at all about like IP or copyright?
Or like the fact that it's illegal, does that matter? That it might be illegal, does that matter to you?
No.
It doesn't matter.
Well, if flat out doesn't, because...
Well, that's fair.
When I found out that guy was French, I was like, oh, I thought he just like suffered a head injury or something. Like, not being mean, but when I found out he was French Canadian, I was like, oh, that's why he talks like that. I honestly thought it was maybe some type of like acquired brain injury. I'm sorry, but I told you, I've been drinking. The filter is off, guys. Nice to meet you too, Ken.
Watch me full screen cam, do the fucking worm, and watch your
Do
prime.
that.
Then watch
Bro,
your prime
do
content.
it for a week. Do a week of no reaction content and see how many fucking views you get. Oh, okay, sure. I mean, that's content, man. It's original content, at least. The ultimate debate, bro. He hit him with the worm. Oh, why didn't I think of that first? I kid XQC, but he is not the one I'm suing. Despite my criticism, he's not a malicious infringer, but the ones...
He needs to do some squat, guys. I'm not here to judge a man's physique, but you know. Look, I'm basically a cripple and I still go to the gym, all right? I'm still working on the glutes, guys. I've got abs. I've got the guns. The girls are perky. We're doing our best at the gym. Sorry, but if you are gonna live stream your butt, you need to work it, all right? Get some weights. Go to the gym. Yeah, I do go to the gym, Dimpledore. It was really, really, really hard when I first started going to the gym. I actually just started going back to the gym after about maybe 8 months off. But before I stopped, I was actually, my hip thrust was like 180 pounds. And I only weigh like 47 kilos. So that was pretty good. I was pretty proud. But yeah, my trainer said it will probably take me about 6 weeks to like get my strength back completely, and I've been going for like 4 weeks. So yeah, I've got to actually, I was doing a month trial at the gym right near my house, so I've got to try and scrape together the money because they've got like an end of financial year sale. So like the 30th of June in Australia is the end of financial year, so there's heaps of sales because everyone, you know, tries to settle like up their books and stuff. So hopefully I will get it on sale. I think they're offering at half price or something, so I'm gonna go for that. But yeah, I'm just at a lot of risk with like losing muscle mass because of my medications that I'm on and stuff like that. So I always try and like lift as heavy as I can. It is really hard because obviously my joints are really, really sore. So like I can't squat. So I use a hip thrust machine instead of squatting to, you know, work that area of my body. And I do upper body exercises as well. Like I do chest press and I do rows and I do curls just like with free weights. And yeah, that's pretty much the routine. And I at least go like twice a week. If I can go 3 times or 4 times a week, that's really good. But sometimes I just can't because I'm too sick. I just sort of try and weigh it out. But yeah, I do everything that I can, you know, to try and stay healthy. It's hard, but I do my best.
I am suing, you'll see, are much, much worse. Now, ironically, after this debate and in the wake of this large conversation, the problem seems to have only gotten worse. You have people like Hassan Piker paving the way of fair use with what's known as chair reacts, when Hassan gets up to go to the bathroom, or to eat, or to talk to his mom, or to do whatever, disappears for an extended period of time, and leaves the video playing for his chair. Mr. Chair, they call it.
IDF had warned people to leave the area around the main airport in Sana. Then this.
Do you think Hassan pisses sitting down? Put it in the chat, guys. Wait, how do I make a poll? Can I make a poll? Does Hassan piss sitting down? No, I can't make a poll. But just pretend I made a poll. Do you think Hassan pisses sitting down? Put it in the chat.
This operation will result in the killing of hostages in captivity. Will result in the death of the third.
Well, I've been seeing
And it was in this setting that I formulated an idea. What if I could make a long-form, irresistible piece of content that I knew that these streamers couldn't resist, they couldn't avoid the temptation of watching it the second it was published?
I don't have an issue with them.
It's not that I wanted these people to steal my video. It's that I knew they would. I knew they would watch the entire video, add little to no commentary, react to it instantly, giving them no time to form an opinion. The trap was set, and it worked even better than I imagined it would. We captured pretty much every large streamer reacting to it in its entirety immediately after it was published. Now the thing is, there were a few people that went above and beyond to commit copyright infringement. For example, Denim sits here silently with nearly 50,000 live viewers. That's 30 times her regular viewership. She's working directly with the Snark subreddit.
Man, I would be happy if I had 49 viewers, let alone 49,000. And see, I say stuff. And I have an Australian accent. Isn't that all that matters? Who needs AI when you have mods? Yeah, true.
Moderators to siphon views, and their intentions couldn't be clearer. Here's an excerpt from a stickied post from the Snark subreddit. Hey everyone, we've seen a lot of comments about wanting to watch the nuke without showing support for H3. Here's a list of creators who have supported our sub, either by engaging with us directly or citing our post in their critique of H3. Here they're offering these streamers as market substitutes for my work. This is the cardinal sin of copyright infringement. The Snark subreddit has been a frequent and persistent infringer. That's how I knew when this video came out, the Snarkers were going to encourage, promote, and push streamers to commit copyright infringement. I should thank the Snarkers actually. Because of their predictability, they acted like double agents for us, incriminating their favorite streamers and serving them up on a golden platter.
Oh, the web Ethan spun. Just, you know, it's just a funnel web out there spinning his web, getting all of the little twitch flies to just come and land on him and get stuck. And then he's gonna eat them. Nom 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 nom. I love spiders. They're so cool. They're so goth. This goth girl asked me for directions. When I was on my way. Well, I was on my way to the chemist, but I ended up going to the bottle shop. Well, I did go to the chemist, but I was going to go to the supermarket, and I went to the bottle shop instead of the supermarket. And my friend said, oh, she stopped you because she can tell that you used to be goth and like you still have goth vibes. And I was like, I don't know, but maybe. You never know. You never know.
So thank you, Snark. It's one thing for a subreddit to admit it's engaging in copyright infringement, but how do you get the streamers themselves to admit that they're stealing content?
Well, guys, if you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow, subscribe, throw a prime if you like the content, if you enjoyed your time here.
It turns out they just do it for you. You couldn't cook up a more incriminating statement if you
Wait, if she's 28, does that mean she was born in 1997? Because I would guess 1977. Ooh, shots fired.
tried. Denim's the queen of self-owning. You prevail again. There's one thing about copyright you should know is that you got to register it before you publish to be eligible for statutory damages and attorney's fees, which is the main biting force of a copyright infringement lawsuit. Well, I'm happy to tell you guys now, I, Ethan Klein, have registered Hassan Piker Content Nuke with the United States Library of Congress.
Oh, yeah.
Some of you guys out there sweating?
A preemptive strike, guys. A preemptive strike. Here's the big Iran news for today. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Hyperbovian. I will have a look at that. That will be really helpful. So before he uploaded his content to YouTube, Ethan Klein registered his intellectual property with the United States Library of Congress. So, yeah, that's yeah, I mean, when you upload stuff to YouTube, it's like your inferred ownership, right? It's your inferred intellectual property, like people would assume, and you can argue, pretty successfully argue that, but he's explicitly taken steps to protect his intellectual property and his art and his work. So that's yeah, it's pretty substantiative, one might say.
Even though theoretically I could sue a lot more creators and rake in millions of dollars, but the purpose of this is not financial gain. People like XQC and Asmongold may have watched the entire thing, but I would never sue them just for doing that. I don't want to chill the reaction community into fear. Actually, the opposite. I hope that we can all unite against this type of egregious behavior that not only makes us all look bad, but could destroy the commentary community as we know it.
Well, guys, if you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow, subscribe, throw a prime.
The state of reaction content on Twitch.
And there she is, saying that she purposefully diverted works for what views and essentially profit away from the original creator of the video to herself. That's what we call being fucking stupid, Denims. That's what we call being fucking stupid. But I don't know. Someone with such a punchable face would probably know that. I would love, if these people were Australian, well, if these people were Australian, they wouldn't be like that because they would have already have found out. Because if you're a fuckwit in Australia, you get punched in the face. That's what happens. I'm not condoning that. I'm just saying that's culturally what happens.
Is so broken, these creators feel comfortable looking right into a camera and saying outright, hey, I'm stealing this guy's content. Pay me instead of him. This is not a healthy environment. And with people like Hassan reacting to entire TV shows on stream, my fear is that Sony or Disney comes along, sues everybody, and sets a devastating precedent that could endanger our entire field. Now, before I tell you who the
yeah, and it takes so long to build a Twitch or a YouTube following, because I've been streaming now for maybe like 4.5 weeks, and it's a grind to get up every day. You know, I've had like 3 days off. 2 of those have been for State of Origin because I'm a proud New South Welsh girl. Go the Blues. It's what we say. Let's bring it home in game 3. In game 3, boys. Well, I can't speak English. My words don't come out in the correct order because I'm a little bit tipsy. But I don't know. What was I saying? I don't remember. So let's continue playing the video.
3 people I'm suing are, I just want to make it clear that they all met this very specific high bar of criteria that I set forth earlier. These people were not targeted based on their gender, their identity, their political beliefs.
I was saying something in Lebanese. I can speak some Arabic, so that's probably accurate. I grew up in a very Lebanese suburb of Western Sydney, so my Arabic skills, especially the swearing, is it's pretty good. I have been told my pronunciation is pretty okay. So yeah, if you do ever hear me swearing in Arabic, if you hear me swearing, I can swear in Czech, I can swear in Russian, I can swear in Arabic. You know, it's all coming hard and fast.
Beliefs. All 3 are on this list. In fact, they're the only 3, as far as I could tell, that reacted to the full video. Drum roll, please. Who's sweating at home, guys? Casey Tron, the queen of ripping farts and bong loads.
They do musicals. They're very musical people. I know.
Do you reckon she's ever farted in her bong and lit it and fucking huffed? Well, I reckon this chick just huffs her farts anyway. Apparently, she's only in her mid-30s. Let's just have a look. Like, she I'm actually worried about her health. Like, she seems like a really awful person, but still, you know, we always like to hope that people can turn their lives around and become less shittier people. But yeah, going off like how she's looking for someone as young as 34, it's yeah, I hope that she, look, I think if she sincerely, and not just like to save her own ass, but sincerely and privately went to Ethan Klein and apologized and just tried to, and he could see that she was trying to make amends, I reckon he would leave it alone. I reckon he, look, with Denims and Frogan, obviously they went for his kids, and look, like that, yeah. Usually with internet drama, I'm like, you know, just let it go, be the bigger person. If people are talking shit about me, even in my real life, I'm like, pff. But if someone came from my family, if someone came, I don't have children, but if someone came from my friends' kids, I am performing some type of death voodoo ritual. Like, I am out there under the moonlight, dancing naked around the park with like a bunch of foxes, you know, summoning some demons. You better fucking bet, like, shit's gonna go down. I'm calling all my ancestors. You're fucked. Like, you're going down.
Are you being serious? Dog, what are you, look!
Oh, dude.
Frogan,
Get
who, bless her
help. She's
soul,
coughing up a lung.
she's still rising.
Can I walk away and use the bathroom? Do I have permission?
Well, it's definitely
Can I
not to
use the
purge, is it,
bathroom, please?
Frogan?
I'll leave it playing.
Probably to eat more chips. She probably got a kebab in the bathroom.
Apparently thinks Twitch is liable for me
I love
interviewing a
kebabs.
Yemeni teenager who's only known genocide his entire life.
What
And they were
happened?
fucking talking.
And Denims, the queen of self-owning. And my God, is she the queen of that?
It's very obvious from the way that guy's talking, he's a Sneeko fan.
Oh my God, bro, I love you. Can I give
It's
you a hug?
very obvious from the way that guy's talking that he's a sneaker fan. Is she like really high tea, or like why is her voice that low? Just speculating, guys.
I'm so sweaty, bro.
I love you, bro.
None of the hostages that have been released so far have said that they have been raped. The hostages have public statements. You can go look at them.
The sexual assault I experienced should never happen to any human being.
This Yemeni kid is just a Yemeni kid with a gun and is not a Houthi, and there is no proof of him being a Houthi.
Are you a soldier? Yes. That seems pretty definitive.
He never said Hassan Nasrallah was a good guy.
I can't believe I'm calling Nasrallah base. I mean, listen.
Now for the fun part. Let's take a look at the complaints, and let's start with my favorite of the three, the very own.
Yeah, look, I think a lot of these women are just very high tea, and that's why they're so aggressive. Me, on the other hand, I'm just drunk, and I'm a messy bitch. So that's what you get. But, yeah, these women need to go see like the endocrinologist, their obstetrician, their gynecologist, you know, whoever's taking care of like their... Look, I have very high estrogen, obviously. Like, I'm way too feminine for my own good. I just love cute things too much. I cry when I see cute things. I'm just very like, oh, when I see a baby, I like just make squee noises. Like, I'm very out of control in my femininity. But if this is the alternative, I will take it. If that is the alternative, I will take it. I will be high estrogen. I'm fine being high estrogen.
The prestigious, the highly acclaimed, the highly analytical Citron.
A lot of people have been wanting to watch this without necessarily supporting Ethan Klein. So we're going to watch it.
Well, that's a really dumb thing to say, don't you think? Why?
How do you know what your friends' hormone profiles are, Dimpledore? Do you give your friends blood tests every time you meet up? Like, let me check your hormone panel, because it's actually like it's very unusual to get your hormones tested. Like, they tell you, why are they getting their hormones tested though? You only really get your hormones tested if if like maybe you have PCOS, you might get your hormones tested. Maybe you might get your hormones tested if you're doing IVF. Like those are really the only two reasons why you would get, like, it's not a common thing as a as a lady to, it's a part of your religion to give all your female friends hormone panels. All right, Dimpledore, I believe you. Dimpledore likes the aggressive muscless ladies. He likes the muscle mummies. He likes the muscle mummies that you know, they like to, he likes a woman that could rip his willy clean off in a single aggressive grab. That's okay if you're into that, like that's fine. We don't kink shame around here. We're very happy. Well, yeah, having balanced hormones is 100% a very good thing. Like I have PCOS, so I'm always trying to balance my hormones. I will take like inositol before I eat and things like that to balance my hormones. But you know, I'm a very feminine lady, and I'm just saying this chick is fucking aggressive as, like, she needs to fucking calm down. Going after people's kids is like the most anti-female thing you can do, because as a woman, it doesn't matter whose kids they are, to not have that instinct to protect a child or to protect something that's innocent, like a, you know, like a child or like an animal. I think that means that maybe you don't have enough estrogen. There's something wrong with you. Estrogen, empathy, I don't know. But yeah, sort out your life, because as a woman, I would never, no matter how much I hated somebody, I would never go after their children, and I would never, you know, hurt something that's innocent. Children and animals are innocent. Like, leave them the fuck alone. And if you don't, you're a fucking psycho and you need fucking help. Like,
why are you so comfortable? We've given each complaint a clever little title, and here's Caseytron's. She smoked more than she spoke. Caseytron smokes 42 times during her reaction. And just as a silly thought experiment, we thought, wouldn't it be funny if she spent more time smoking than she did talking? And thinking there was no way that
vaping is like worse for you than smoking, right? Isn't it really bad for your lungs? Because I saw a girl get interviewed who was like in her early 20s and her lungs collapsed from vaping. Like, I really hope that she stops vaping. Maybe she could do edibles. I get maybe she's really addicted to weed, and I know people say that weed isn't addictive, but come on, it's pretty hard to stop once you do it habitually. Vaping dangers. Yeah, it causes lung damage, potential long-term effects on brain development, especially in young people. Short-term effects can include irritated airways, coughing, nausea, and even burns. Lung damage. Vaping can cause inflammation and scarring in the lungs, potentially leading to conditions like bronchitis, popcorn lung. Some chemicals found in vapes, also known to cause lung damage. Lung damage and long-term vaping can increase the risk of asthma and other respiratory problems. Vaping can cause chest pain and palpitations. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. Caseytron doesn't seem like a nice person, but just because she's not a nice person, it doesn't mean that we should wish bad things upon her. So I hope that, look, Casey, I will make you some brownies. I'm a very, very good baker. I bake. I used to bake all the time. I haven't baked in a while, actually, because I haven't been able to get strawberry essence in Australia for a while. It's been so hard to get, but I used to bake strawberry cupcakes all the time with like strawberry cream cheese, like frosting on them. So good. But Casey, sweetie, I will make you some THC brownies. I will send them to you. You eat those, please. Stop hurting your lungs. Like, it's not good. You're going to maim yourself. You're going to do. What is this stream for? Am I a teacher? Do I sound like a teacher? I don't know. I'm just a girl talking shit on the internet, Naruto. What can I say? It's what I do.
That could be true. Well, we tallied them up, and lo and behold, there's 15 minutes 40 seconds of commentary versus 18 minutes and 55 seconds of smoking. She spent 3 minutes and 15 seconds longer smoking than she did talking in her quote-unquote reaction. And whatever talking she did was just to express how confused she was, presumably from smoking 42 times.
What is happening? I'm trying to follow. I've lost the plot.
The complaint continues. Indeed, Casey Tron is often too obliterated to comment on the nuke, and instead stares blankly at her computer screen. In a span of 2 hours and 7 minutes, Casey Tron smokes marijuana, frequently in highly concentrated forms through vaporizers, on 42 separate occasions. At one point, Casey Tron is so wasted that she states, quote, "What is happening? I'm trying to follow, but I've lost the plot." To give you an idea, the majority of her commentary comes...
Dimpledore. Bronchitis can turn into pneumonia, and pneumonia can turn into death. So maybe think about that. Because one time I had the flu, and I kept on partying, and then I got bronchitis, and I kept on partying, and then I got pneumonia, and then I did 2 courses of antibiotics and I didn't get better and I had to go to hospital, and I almost missed out on an important exam at uni. So just think about that. Do I watch anime? Yeah, I do watch anime. Naruto. I suppose you like Naruto, considering that is your name. My favorite anime is an anime called XXX-holic, which is like a side story in the Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles. And the animes that I've watched recently, I really like the Apothecary Diaries. Yeah, it's from Studio Clamp. I really like the Apothecary Diaries, and I really like Frieren. What else have I been watching lately? Kami-sama, I can't remember what it's called. Does anyone remember what animes I've been watching lately? I've been watching Kami-sama Kiss. Yeah, I've been watching Kami-sama Kiss. You would recommend Naruto? Yeah, I've watched a little bit of Naruto. I should get into it, actually, because I do like animes with like fox spirits with like kitsunes and stuff like that in it. So that would, yeah. Kaguya-sama, Love is War. Yeah, I know that. That's why I gave my VTuber red eyes. So I wanted it to look like Kaguya. I can't talk. Kaguya. What's wrong with me? Yeah, that's why I have red eyes, because of that anime, because I liked it. I haven't seen Vinland Saga, but I heard it's really good. I have seen Attack on Titan. Well, I've seen like half of Attack on Titan. I haven't finished it yet.
Comes down to this.
I don't understand this bit that he's doing.
Yeah, I'm probably going to start doing anime reviews on this channel. I just have to work out a way to do it without like infringing on copyright, because obviously I just can't watch anime on stream. So I've got to like find a way that I can review anime while also like being able to look at some material. So when I work out how to do that, I will talk about anime. But yeah, I've watched a lot of anime. I actually watch a lot of K-drama these days, like live action K-dramas. They're really cool.
He's read more books than you could ever imagine.
CPM's coming out of Qatar.
What the hell
you
is
kids
going
love anime,
on?
right?
He's read more books than you could ever imagine.
What is happening? I'm trying to follow. I've lost the plot.
musicals. They're very musical people. You know, are you being serious? Dog, what do you look? You think I made this?
She doesn't look well. Like, she might not be a nice person, but I hope, like, I honestly hope she turns her life around. If I love K-drama, then watch All of Us Are Dead. Yeah, it's on my list. My favorite K-dramas are Hotel. I've seen Train to Busan. Yeah, I have seen Train to Busan. Yeah. Zombies scare me a little bit, but I have seen Train to Busan. My favorite K-dramas are Hotel de Luna, which is like about a hotel for the dead. And my other favorite K-drama is The Tale of the Nine-Tailed. That's my other one. Those are really cool. I really recommend those two.
This isn't a music video, Hassan.
And as dumb as all of that is, this is the part that really got her sued.
A lot of people have been wanting to watch this.
Oh, thank you for subbing, Naruto World. I appreciate it.
Without necessarily supporting Ethan Klein. Without necessarily supporting Ethan Klein. So we're gonna watch it. What the fuck is going on here?
Stating outright that her intention of doing this is so that...
Which country am I from? I'm from Australia. I live in a city called Melbourne, which is right at the bottom of Australia. Where are you from, Naruto?
People who don't want to support me can watch it through her is why copyright infringement laws exist. You could not and should not do that, especially if your commentary consists of you taking bong loads. At least try to engage with the content. Whoa, what was that? Oh, sorry. That was a flying star. It almost got me. You know her and you love her, guys. Frogan. Reaction by exiting. Here she is getting up to leave the video running as she steps out of the room. Is that transformative? I guess the judge will decide. She said, quote, "It's time to watch the new Nuke ethically. Hell yeah." Huh. Very smart to say on camera, by the way. She said, quote, "Thank you guys so much. I do appreciate everyone's support. And thank you for watching it with me." Well, you are so welcome, and I'm so glad that you were able to enjoy that day. Her commentary is so non-existent that even her own fans begin to call her out.
I don't have anything to say? Dude, because he's cycling the same fucking points over and over again. What more commentary do
You don't tell what country you are online? That's okay. That's all right. You can just say what continent you're from. I think most of the people around here, because Australia is, you know, in the same time zone as Asia. So I think we have like people from Singapore, and we have people from Indonesia, we have people from Japan, we have people, you know, from the wider, like Malaysia, places like that, because we're all kind of in the same time zone. Australia's in that part. You're from Asia? Yeah, that makes sense. Because Australia is very close to Asia. So I think, yeah, it's similar time zone. So I think we're up at the same time. So yeah, that makes sense.
you need on him repeating the same fucking points for the whole first hour and 1 minute and 32 seconds? It's been the same shit over and over again. This video could have been condensed into 20 fucking minutes. Like, what commentary do you want me to add by, like, oh, this guy's a fucking idiot, he's mentally ill, and he's having a mental breakdown and uploaded it to fucking YouTube? Are you gonna make at least one good point? What do you want me to make a point on?
Oh, I forgot. She also said, "Can I use the bathroom, please? I'll leave it playing." You may use the bathroom, Frogan, although I don't advise it.
Can I use the bathroom, please? I'll leave it playing.
This into your stomach. And let me state the obvious. Jew and...
Apparently thinks Twitch is liable for me interviewing a Yemeni teenager who's only known genocide his entire life.
What happens?
Well, you just pause it. That's it. You just pause the video, right? Like, you get up and you go to the bathroom, you just pause it. They should be...
I put up my BRB when I'm going to the loo, and seeing as though I'm drinking alcohol and tea and cordial, I will probably be putting up the BRB after this video when I go. H3H3 gains points for being skinny now. Well, you know what? It is really hard to lose weight. Although do you think he used Ozempic to lose weight? Because he did lose his weight when Ozempic came out. Look, like, I think losing weight the old-fashioned way is a little bit more admirable, but Yeah, I think it's Ozempic. This looks like Ozempic weight loss rather than... Do I support Israel? No, I do not support Israel. I support Palestine. And I support... Yeah, I don't support... I said I don't support Israel. I support Palestine. Yeah. I don't support America or Israel.
Watching for you. But if you get up to go to the bathroom and they keep watching my video, they're clearly not watching for you, right? As lazy and pathetic as her reaction is, this is not why she's getting sued. This is.
Thank you guys so much. I do appreciate everyone's support. And thank you for watching it with me. First time viewer, time to watch the nuke ethically? Hell yeah. I found my way from Reddit. Hi guys, welcome Reddit people. Reddit people, Reddit people. I came from the Itchy Snark Reddit. Ethan is so pathetic while Hassan is in Japan. I'm bothered having a great time. Exactly. We're gonna watch it live, yes. He doesn't want people to know when it's dropping because we're all watching through other streamers. And I suggest you all watch it through other people as well.
It's the stated malicious intent to steal. They talk about watching ethically, but I learned not to steal when I was 5. Up next is Denims. And honestly, just take a look.
Yeah, Naruto, we're all, I think most of the people that watch this stream are very disgusted with Israel's actions. I think most people are anti-Israel. Like, I personally am very anti-America and anti-Israel. And I mean the governments. I don't mean the people, obviously. I just mean the governments. I'm not a fan of the American government, and I'm not a fan of... I am tired. Do I sound like I'm tired, Naruto? I probably do sound tired. It's been a long week, you know? It's Friday night in Australia. It is, yeah. It's Friday night. What can I say? It's the weekend tomorrow, thank God.
Look at this, guys. It's a nightmare on Denim Street. Not only did she chair react, but she was kind enough to write her name right at the top just so that we knew that she was stealing my content and it was her room and nobody else's. Judge, did you know that we're on Denim Street right now? Here's some quotes from Denims. We're relying on you to stay live so we don't have to give the nuke views. Yeah, I'm gonna stream it. Since he's confirmed it's coming out today, I'm gonna stream it. That is very explicit. Denim said, quote, well guys, if you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, give me a follow, subscribe, throw a prime if you like my content. Your content? The Queen of...
They couldn't have given him a more airtight lawsuit. You know, they couldn't have given him a more airtight lawsuit. They've given him this on a silver platter, essentially. And it's that hubris, right? Because Twitch lets them say and do whatever they want with impunity. Because, you know, the Twitch CEO is like, I just learnt this word recently, is a gooner, which essentially is just a Kuma, which apparently the nomenclature has moved on from Kuma to gooner. And, you know, Denims has got her tits out all the time, right? Like... so she's just been able to operate with impunity, and the 3 of these women have been able to operate with impunity, so they don't even think before they speak, right? They're not even thinking what are going to be the repercussions if I just say whatever I want. They're not thinking. You know, if in trouble, I'll just wear a push-up bra and get the girls out. And look, like, I am somebody that used to get away with a lot of shit, especially when I was in high school. I used to get away with a lot of things because, you know, I was a goth schoolgirl, and I think a lot of the creepy teachers at my school were into that. So, you know, there were probably a few occasions where I would have been suspended, but I wasn't. But I don't play into that as an adult, right? These women, they need to go into the workforce and they need to work real jobs and they need to learn, you know, what it's really like out there. And I think that would help. I think that would help them substantially.
Self-own included a countdown timer so we could tell exactly how long she was away. After being gone for a few minutes, she returns and then sits silently for another couple of minutes eating.
I'm gonna go pee, and hopefully, when I'm back, they're done with this.
Right.
You do look
Literally,
better.
Mr. 305. I see it.
Dude, you
But these, especially denims, because I think she has, why I wrote myself bitch in channel description, because it's not like bitch in a derogatory way. It's like, gossip bitch is like, you know, a cheeky girl that talks about, you know, celebrities and famous people and things like that. Not like calling somebody a bitch in like a, you know, derogatory sense. That's why it says bitch. Like the term gossip bitch is like, you know, people that want to talk about, what's a way to explain it to somebody that's, you know, you want to talk about, cheeky things. You want to be a little bit, you want to get a little bit, yeah, in Australia, swearing isn't bad. In Australia, swearing is just a very normal thing. So, yeah, don't think about it as like a bitch, as in like calling somebody a female dog. It's not like that. It's like, oh, you're being a little bit naughty, you know, being a little bit cheeky, being a little bit mischievous, not like... You didn't ask for an explanation? Oh, okay, you asked me why. So usually when someone asks a question beginning with why, that's typically asking for an explanation. But that's okay. I won't explain anymore.
should do this.
I have an alternate.
We're relying on you to stay live so we don't give more views on the nuke. Yeah, I'm gonna stream it. Since he confirmed it's coming out today, we're gonna stream it. If you want to watch it with someone else who's already watching it, you know, come enjoy the watch party somewhere else. If you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow, subscribe, throw a prime if you like the content, if you enjoyed your time here, because I'm gonna be honest, I did not want to watch that by myself.
Let me also commercialize it by asking you to reward me financially for stealing his content. That is like chef kiss. By the way, Denims had a very successful stream. She had 43,000 people watching her live. Take a look at the title of her Twitch stream. Ethan Klein Hassan Content Nuke Watch Party. A watch party? I don't think that's fair use. Now, Denims, of course, always delivering the goods. She went on this dude's podcast to debate fair use. And would you be surprised if I told you she said a lot of incriminating things in that podcast? The queen of self-own never disappoints.
I want to be clear on my opinion on like Phil.
What are we watching? We're watching a video from H3H3 called I'm Suing These 3 Creators. That's what we've been talking about for the last hour. It's all right though.
Filler content and stuff. Like I think filler content, like you shouldn't do it. I know I do it as a React streamer. And I try to do it only when I do it with like Vox videos or Vice videos and stuff like that. Because at least I'm not like directly ripping from one content creator and not like a whole team and stuff. And most of those videos have like 5 million views. I only get like 500 viewers. I'm taking maybe 50 views from the video. It's a lot harder to feel like, I guess, bad about that. Whereas like I would feel very bad about doing that to like a single content creator. The majority of people say that they literally wouldn't watch Hell's Kitchen unless I was streaming it. And it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm reacting hard enough. You know, I'm sure if you click on a random part in the video, I might not be saying anything, sure, whatever. And I might walk away from the screen. But it's about like the communal thing. It's why like fucking Toast started streaming Death Note. It's not about the actual show at a certain point. It's the same reason you watch shows with your friends. You want to watch it with other people. A lot of people go to watch streamers on Twitch for their React content almost as a curator. So they don't...
Yeah, but you're not... It's one thing to curate content, but you also, if you're watching something for more than like 3.5 minutes without pausing the video and saying something, that's not transformative. Like, for example, this is an 18-minute video. My stream has been going for 1 hour and 20 minutes. Like, I would never get sued for this because I've obviously been pausing. I've obviously, I've stopped to interact with chat, obviously, about various things. But I've also been discussing the video. I've obviously been discussing peripheral issues around the video. When will I do a face reveal, Naruto? I will do a face reveal when I have 300,000 subs on Twitch. When I have enough money, when I have a career from streaming and I don't have to worry, I will do a face reveal. How about that, Naruto World? How about that? You can hold me to that.
They don't actually want to go through YouTube themselves and watch a bunch of videos, and they probably never will go through YouTube and click a bunch of videos. They like going to Twitch because they like to have it as like, this streamer is curating fun content that I want to watch.
Like, I'm sure
From the people that I've talked to, the people who watch Twitch content are specifically there to watch it so they don't have to scroll through YouTube and find a video they like. If someone watches content, I already said this, if someone watches content on someone else's stream, there is a very low likelihood that they're going to go watch it separately and give you like the view or the like. Or the people who are watching content on Twitch, curated Twitch content on Twitch, aren't necessarily people that would be watching content on YouTube.
That, my friend, is called theft. And you're a thief. And now I'm suing you. This is just a testimony to how brazen and how safe they've, gotten. That she thinks she can go out in public on video and say shit like, I'm stealing this content because I want to. I'm coping even though I know it's stealing. When people watch it with me, they're definitely not going to go watch the original. Like, you are way too comfortable committing crimes out in the open. Well, there you have it. 3 separate lawsuits for 3 separate geniuses. Now, I want to make it clear again, and I hope it's been obvious about why I'm suing these 3 people and not others. These people not only violated all of the principles of fair use,
not only did they violate all of the principles of free use, they also explicitly stated what they were doing was flying in the face of fair use and wasn't, transformative content. They decided to explicitly, this is what happens, right, when what's the old crypt keeper looking guy that's the CEO of Twitch, Dan Clancy, I think his name is. All of these people know him personally and they feel invincible. They feel like they can, they feel like they can just do whatever they want because they're just going to wear a push-up bra when they see him and bat their eyelashes at him, and he's such a disgusting old man that he's just going to let them get away with whatever they want to. And yeah, these are women that have never lived in the real world, and yeah, they've never faced any consequences. And if he's the one that has to make them face consequences, then yeah, these women have to find out, sometime. Most of us don't live in a profession or don't live in a world where we're not responsible for our actions. And these women are so absolutely sheltered from the real world. And it's about time that they do find out. Oh, is that manufacturing consent from Noam Chomsky or from John Pilger? Because they've both made documentaries about that topic. Yeah, so I'm just going to finish this off and then I'm going to BRB because I am drinking alcohol. And yeah.
They also did it maliciously. And that's the part that really got me. I think if you're a
yeah, they explicitly stated that they were siphoning views of him. Like, we are watching it, watch it through us as proxy, use us as a proxy to watch this because we want to take views from Ethan because Ethan is a horrible person and we don't want him getting ad rev. They explicitly stated that, and like legally these people don't have a leg to stand on. Like, there's just going to be so cut and dry. And not only that, but like litigation is so incredibly expensive, and obviously Ethan and Hila are incredibly wealthy people in their own right. I think Teddy Fresh just alone makes a lot of money. I think it even makes more than the H3 subsidiaries and like different podcasts and channels and whatever else they've got going on. I believe it's like surpassed that. So yeah, it's not looking good for the for the booby streaming girly pops, I don't think.
On Twitch, for the most part, if you make a good faith effort to comment, and if you make a good faith effort to promote the author, to link to them, to try to drive traffic to the original video, I think you're probably pretty much doing the right thing, and that's fine. And I would never sue someone for that. Take it to these.
I am reading chat, Naruto, but I'm also like need to talk about the video. But I am reading your chats. I am reading the YouTube chat. I am reading it. I am reading it, Naruto. Sorry, I just was trying to comment on the video. I'm gonna take a just finish off this video. I'm gonna take a quick break, and I will be back. Okay, guys.
3 absolute morons to state their intention to steal my property on video. You know, and to all the detractors who are saying that I'm targeting women, that I'm a hypocrite for suing for copyright infringement, I just have this to say. I don't care. What I do hope, though, is that you'll support their crowdfunding efforts to defend themselves. Because let's face it, I want to make sure there's money left over for me when I win my lawsuits. Thanks for watching, everybody. It's been a great time. I'll see you around.
The breaking news this morning, just a short time ago, Israel's defense minister.
Bed. Wow, hello. Look at the giant wombat on my bed. Do you like my new bedroom? I made a lighter bedroom because I think my old bedroom was too scary. So I made this a less scary bedroom. All right. Iran's supreme leader cannot continue to exist, Israel defense minister says. Imagine if someone said Israel's leader could not continue to exist. I'm sure the reactions would be a little bit different, but
The breaking news this morning, just a short time ago, Israel's defense minister said that Iran's supreme leader, the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, cannot be allowed to continue to exist. This after Iran struck a hospital inside Israel. The defense minister said, quote,
how many Palestinian hospitals has Israel destroyed now? But no, Iran partially destroys one hospital. Sorry, you can't exist anymore. Imagine being this far up your own ass. All humans have inherent value. I cannot state this enough. There is no such thing as a high value or low value person. I cannot state this enough. We are all people and we all have value. If you don't believe that we are all God's children, then I mean, God help you, my child. You need, there's no saving you. You are probably like some type of sociopath and you should probably get help.
Dictator like Khamenei, who's heading a state like Iran, who set himself the goal of destroying the state of Israel, he can no longer continue to exist. With us now, the former Assistant Secretary of State for Political Military Affairs, retired Army Brigadier General Mark Kimmett. General, great to see you. This is the Ayatollah right here. This is the most explicit language we've heard from a senior Israeli official calling, really, for the ouster, calling for essentially regime change here. What significance do you read into that statement, and how would that change the type of military operation we're seeing?
Well, it's an extraordinarily significant statement. That means that the Israelis are subscribing to the policy of regime change. And how would that change the mission? Well, it would just add on to the mission. That is classic mission creep. And while I appreciate everything that Israel has done up to this point about taking out the nuclear facilities, my question to Israel would be,
regime changes should be up to the populace of whatever country. You know, if a nation's people do not like their leadership and they want to form a revolution and they want to form insurgencies to remove that government, that's fine. But countries like, especially America has gotten rid of so many, sometimes democratically elected governments. Like, it's insane. It's actually insane. Just deposing governments left, right, and center, including 2 Australian prime ministers. America has been instrumental in ousting 2 Australian prime ministers, both Labor as well. So think about that. They are not our friends. As Friends of Ron would say, you are not my friend. You are not my friend. Never, ever, ever again. Am I showing my age? Probably. Do I care? No. Because I'm cooler than you. Probably. Not saying I am, but also I probably am. So, you know.
Okay. If there's going to be regime change, are you taking over the day after operations yourself?
Talk to me more about that, because you also say this is...
Hey Yarib, what's up? Welcome to the chat. Is Justin Bieber Australian? No, he most definitely is not. He is Canadian, thank you. Canadians are most definitely not Australians, and I find that offensive. Justin Bieber is a weird little creepy dude, and no, he's not Australian, because Australian men are manly. And Justin Bieber wouldn't last 10 seconds in Australia because he would see a spider and he would cry because he's a little bitch. That's all I have to say. Good morning, Yarib. Nice to see you. It is nighttime in Australia, but we say good morning to you wherever you are.
This is something the entire world needs to think about more, the day after management.
Well, I do. It goes back to the Colin Powell comment, the old comment about if you break it, you buy it. We saw that in Iraq. We saw that in Afghanistan. I'm not saying that it should be necessarily completely taken off the table, but there ought to be some considerations and a lot of planning, because it's easy to do the regime change, but putting it back together is much like Humpty Dumpty.
Thank you, Yarib. I like my model too. I designed it. I really like it. I wanted to make it, I wanted to make it a little bit goth and a little bit cute. So we worked on it. But thank you for watching the stream.
In the type of conflict this is, and we can see all the strikes that have taken place, and this is, I think, just now a fraction of them, all the strikes that have taken place in Iran. The nature of this operation, Israel's over here. I mean, it's not like there are troops at the border of Iran, Israeli or otherwise, waiting to go in to occupy. So if there were to be regime change, if the regime were to fall here, I'm not even sure I understand what would happen, how there would be an organization to run the country.
No, I agree. People seem to think about Iran as a homogeneous nation. Well, that's not true. Persians only make up about 65%, I think.
Does he mean homogeneous? Did he say homogeneous instead of homogeneous? Did he go to school? Is he okay? Do I watch Italian brain rot? No, but I have brain rot. Does that count? I don't need Italian brain rot. I have Australian brain rot. Or just like general brain rot, just the general brain rot of the zeitgeist, if you will.
Is the number of the population. You have Kurdish areas, you have Armenian areas, you have the areas out by Afghanistan, and we could unintentionally, Israel could unintentionally be putting Iran into a civil war. That's an extreme case. But I don't necessarily believe that the right answer is bringing in expatriate Iranians who have been out of the country for the last 40 plus years as the solution. We saw that in Iraq, and the expats didn't make things better.
You did have some experience with that, to be sure. One of the other things that people talked about for years in the run-up to a conflict like this between Israel and Iran, it could spiral into a regional conflict. But what they meant when they were talking about that was the presence of Hezbollah in Lebanon, all of Syria, the allies of Iran, even Hamas in Yemen. But now so many of those Iranian proxies are weakened. So when you talk about a possibility of a regional conflict, does that still exist in the same way?
Well, I put it in a different way of looking at this. October
they're talking about bringing in the Shah's son from exile. Well, look, if there is an assassination on the Ayatollah, it's up to the Iranian people who they would like to succeed. If they want a change of governance, which I would probably say they probably would want a regime change, I don't know. But I think we should support them in, you know, having a democratic, perhaps, process in determining what they would like to do next as a country. No involvement from the CIA, please. I would like Iran to determine Iran's future. I would like for the people of Iran to determine what Iran does next. America needs to stay the fuck out of everything. There should be an independent body that should facilitate who would be the next leader. But then again, that's assuming that Israel takes the steps of, you know, assassinating their leader, which I think they should fucking keep their hands to themselves. Fucking little grubby little hands.
7th and its aftermaths created this once in a generation opportunity for the Israelis to attack into Iran. The great fear before that was if they attacked into Iran, you would have all of these proxies with hundreds of thousands of missiles, Hezbollah, Hamas, the Houthis, raining down missiles along with Iran into Israel. That wouldn't work. That was, in fact, a deterrence to Israel from attacking into Iran. After October 7th, the way that Israel has methodically taken out the missile capabilities of all those countries, then they understood all they had to worry about was Iran's capabilities. They could handle it, and that's why they've attacked.
General Mark Kimmett, always great to have you on. Thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Joining me now, CNN Global Affairs commentator and former Deputy Pentagon Press Secretary Sabrina Singh, and Dana Stroll, Research Director at the Washington Institute for Near East Policy and the former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for the Middle East. Thank you both so much for being here. Dana, I'm going to start with you. We have just heard from Israel's defense minister after an Iranian missile struck an Israeli hospital. He said Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, cannot be allowed to continue to exist. We know that Donald Trump had...
And why do you get to make that determination? I think George Bush shouldn't have... I think both of the Bushes probably shouldn't have been able to continue to exist. I think Obama was Bush on steroids. I think Biden was a fuckwit. I think all of the American administrations since I've been alive shouldn't have been continued to exist. But you know what? I don't go around freaking ousting democratically elected leaders. It's nobody's place to fucking do that. Everybody needs to keep their hands to themselves and leave everybody alone.
Had vetoed a plan that Israel had before all of this to take out the supreme leader. Does this change the calculation as Trump weighs whether to get the U.S. militarily involved in this conflict?
It absolutely should. So first of all, whether or not the Israeli Minister of Defense, Minister Katz, actually speaks for the Israeli government and Prime Minister Netanyahu is something that needs to be rigorously questioned at this moment in time. But this is an expansion of the Israeli objective from taking out and dismantling Iran's nuclear program to regime collapse or regime change. Very different, not what President Trump is talking about when he talks to the American people. And so his National Security Council, to the extent that they're actually running a regular process, should be discussing exactly what the implications are for the United States joining, giving this very big change in the Israeli mission.
Yeah, going from saying this was about taking out Iran's nuclear capabilities to talking about regime change, and it is not the first time. Sabrina, how should the president be going about determining if the U.S. should get involved?
Well, I think what's being presented to the president is a number of different options, most likely by the Central Command commander, who is going to present different options of what U.S. involvement could look like. Ultimately, I think, as you've been discussing, today and throughout the week, this is also a political question for the president. does he want to draw the United States further into a larger wide-scale war? Because there's no guarantee that, one, even using one of those powerful bunker busters to destroy that nuclear facility in Fordo, that it would fully be destroyed, but two, Iran will retaliate. And the U.S. has significant interest in the region, including multiple bases throughout the Middle East. And if Iran does strike one of our military bases, you know, there is air defenses there, but they are not at the capacity that Israel has with its Iron Dome. And, you know, in the past, Iran has used its proxy groups like Hezbollah or Shia militias in Syria and Iraq to attack American forces. If Iran retaliates to the United States directly, that really will pull the United States into this war. And ultimately, I'm not sure that's what the president seeks at this time.
Dana, you had...
America, stay out of it. You always get involved, stay out of it. I am reading chat, Naruto. There's a lot of things I'm trying to, you know, respond to the video. I'm trying to think about things. I'm trying to, you know, give measured and insightful commentary, and it's, you know, I'm just a girl who's had a little bit too much to drink on a Friday night, so yeah, I am reading the chat and I'm doing my best, but you know, that's all we can do. We're all just human. We're not God. All we can do, we're not perfect like God. All we can do is our best, and I'm doing my best, mate. Okay, I'm doing my best.
brought up the idea of mission creep when talking about regime change. What are some of the potential pitfalls if this turns into a mission about trying to change the regime in Iran?
Well, first of all, the United States has been here before. We've attempted this in Iraq and in Afghanistan, and whatever the military said before, how it articulated its military objectives, and then what the political leadership of the United States thought they were doing, what we found over and over is that we don't actually understand the internal dynamics, the different centers of power within these countries that are so far away from America's borders, and rarely do things go as planned. So we're not really talking about regime change anyway. What Israelis are talking about is regime collapse. And nobody actually knows exactly what would happen on the other side of that, nor do we have any confidence that the current, you know, thug mafia government in Tehran wouldn't be replaced by just another set of goons committed to the nuclear program, to exporting terrorism, to all the ways in which Iran is a real destabilizer.
Well, how many governments worldwide has America, like, ousted? Has America deposed just to have someone far worse to, you know, the populace of that country? You know, far more cruel, far less cooperative on a foreign policy scale. Yeah, you think America would learn from its mistakes, but it doesn't. You know, they are literally the definition of insanity, like doing the same stupid thing over and over again and expecting a different result. It's like, sometimes, you know, it really is better the devil that you know.
Stabilizing force.
All right, see you, Naruto world. Have a good night. Have a good one. See you, Naruto.
So without any articulation of exactly what the United States seeks and whether or not it could deliver or affect any sort of change that would keep the Middle East more peaceful and stable, better for Israel, better for the United States, we should really be thinking twice about joining a mission if the objective is regime collapse.
Sabrina, what level of military force do you think it would take if the United States did get involved to just effectively knock out Iran's ability to continue with its nuclear program?
Well, you're already seeing some assets move into the region. The Department of Defense announced another carrier strike group moving into the region. And so that's going to really bolster the force posture within the area that Central Command operates in, which is the Middle East. And you're also seeing more fighter squadrons move in to different bases.
Hypervivian, are you talking about the video that I'm talking about, that I'm watching right now? Or... Because they went from a rumor to asset... Yeah, because they went from a rumor to asset deployment in 4 questions, insane escalation. Yeah, this situation has definitely escalated very, very quickly. Look, this was always the plan. Never forget, Bibi Netanyahu, he struck first. He threw the bombs first. Iran responded in kind. This is what happens. And yeah, now they're talking about taking out a leader of a sovereign nation. Look, like, Iran's a theocracy, but so is Israel. So I mean, I don't know, why is one okay but the other not? Like, why is Bibi Netanyahu, some people say that he's clinging to power through nefarious means. Some people are saying he's been in power for too long and had one too many terms. So like, why is one okay and one's not? Why is an Islamic theocracy bad but a Jewish one good? Like, I don't know. Ask yourself these questions. Pretty interesting if you just think about it for more than a few minutes.
Around the country. These are assets that are going to be used to...
Do I reckon the media campaign is planned out? Yes. Yes, I do. The media is the propaganda arm of the United States government. Our own media is the propaganda arm of the US government. Rupert Murdoch owns, and his kin, well, not his literal kin, not his literal relatives, but... you know, his ilk, perhaps is a better word. Rupert Murdoch and his ilk own the state, you know, the state propaganda machines. It's 100% all coordinated. These things aren't coincidences. They're 100% prefabricated, pre-organized, and they're rolling out, you know, right on time.
To protect our
straight from the Go Bells playbook, if you will. Straight from the Bernays playbook, the Edward Bernays playbook.
Military installations across the Middle East, but of course to also protect Americans. We have to think about the many Americans, not that just live in Israel, but across the Middle East. These are some of the assets that we'll be able to defend and protect the skies. But at the end of the day, you know, Iran being able to retaliate against one of our bases will draw the United States into this war, and that is going to commit more assets to the region. And I think what we have to think about here is we can't take our eye off of what's happening in the Indo-Pacific. And with these different carriers moving into the region, you are stressing the system and you are pulling.
I thought it was hollandaise that went on your eggs. Is it Bernays? I thought it was hollandaise. I'm dumb though. And also, I grew up way too poor to eat at cafes. But I thought that was like hollandaise sauce that went on your eggs. Edward Bernays is like the nephew of Freud, and he came up with modern PR, which is basically just propaganda. Bernays is hollandaise with vinegar and herbs. Wait, am I saying the wrong name? Let me check. Imagine if I am that dumb. That would be embarrassing. Edward Bernays. Edward Louis Bernays was an American pioneer in the field of public relations and propaganda, referred to in his obituary as the father of public relations. You made me question my sanity there for a second. Wow. Relatives. Sigmund Freud uncle. There you go. See, guys, it's all connected. We are through the looking glass. Oh, you can't see that. Hang on. Screen will show. All right. So we have Edward Louis Bernays, born in Germany. No. Where was he born? He was born on the 22nd of November, 1891. Was an American pioneer in the field of public relations and propaganda, referred to in his obituary as the father of public relations. While credited with advancing the profession of public relations, his techniques have been criticized for manipulating public opinion, often in ways that undermine individual autonomy and democratic values. His best-known campaigns include a 1929 effort to promote female smoking by branding cigarettes as feminist torches of freedom, and his work for the United Fruit Company in the 1950s connected with the CIA orchestrated overthrow of the democratically elected Guatemalan government in 1954. Critics argue that his involvement in Guatemala facilitated US imperialism and contributed to decades of civil unrest and repression, raising ethical concerns about his role in undermining democratic governance. He worked for dozens of major American corporations, including Procter & Gamble and General Electric, and for government agencies, politicians, and non-profit organizations. His uncle was psychoanalyst Sigmund Freud. I got too excited with that sentence. You're vaping your lychee pride jewel right now. That's an embarrassing sentence, Hyperbovian. I hope you get help. I hope you get the help that you need. He works for dozens of American corporations, including Procter & Gamble and General Electric, and for government agencies. Oh, I just read that. Of his many books, Crystallizing Public Opinion and Propaganda gained special attentions as early efforts to define and theorize the field of public relations, citing works of writers such as Gustav Le Bon, Wilfred Trotter, Walter Lippmann, and Sigmund Freud, his own double uncle. How is someone your double uncle? Does that mean there's inbreeding in the family? What's a double uncle? There's a link. What's a double uncle? Double uncle. A man who is one's uncle in two different ways. Example, a brother of one parent and a brother-in-law of the other. What does that mean? Does that mean inbreeding? I'm going to go with yes, because I want there to be inbreeding in the Freud family. I don't understand what double uncle means. What does double uncle mean? Where's the word double uncle? He described the masses as irrational and subject to herd instinct, and outlined how skilled practitioners could use crowd psychology and psychoanalysis to control them in desired ways. Bernays later synthesized many of these ideas in his post-war book, Public Relations, which outlines the science of managing information released to the public by an organization in a manner most advantageous to the organization. He does this by first providing an overview of the history of public relations and then provides insight into its application. Bernays was named one of the 100 most influential Americans of the 20th century by Life. Despite this recognition, his work has been linked to the rise of modern propaganda techniques that some argue have eroded democratic engagement and suppressed dissent. He was the subject of a full-length biography by Larry Tai entitled The Father of Spin, and later an award-winning 2002 documentary for the BBC by Adam Curtis entitled The Century of the South. Anyway, he's Sigmund Freud's nephew, clearly comes from a fucked up family. Need I say more? I don't know, probably, but that's probably enough for now. Yeah, I don't remember what I was talking about. So, I mean, good times for everyone, I guess. On the Pandadora channel, it's all happening, guys.
pulling assets away from what is this administration's priority theater, which is China. So it's just a calculation that the president is going to really have to think through.
Yeah, Sabrina Singh, Dana Stroll, thank you both so much for your analysis this morning.
Wait, hyperbovian, does that mean that there is inbreeding?
Let's talk about the timing of
Does that mean that there is inbreeding in the Sigmund Freud family, in the Edward Bernays family? Let me read what you wrote. Edward Bernays and Martha Bernays were related through Sigmund Freud. Edward Bernays' mother, Anna, was Freud's sister, and his father, Eli, was the brother of Freud's wife, Martha Bernays. This makes Edward Bernays both Freud's nephew and the nephew of Martha Bernays, Freud's wife. I'm too drunk to follow that, but I'm just going to go with inbreeding because it sounds really complicated. I'm going to assume that there's inbreeding. Is there inbreeding? I'm just going to yell, inbreeding, off to Tasmania with you all. Parallel lineage. That's such a diplomatic way to say inbred. They have parallel lineage, guys. They're not inbred. I'm not inbred, guys. I just have parallel lineage. OMG. I'm going to use the little girl's room again because, I've been drinking alcohol, apple flavored Japanese alcohol, BRB. Well, I was muted. I said, hello guys, I am back. Are you happy to see me? They're socially cousins that are genetically siblings. Oh, hyperbovian, the gene pool is so... Darwin did that with his family too, right? He was like trying to like make like his family as like genetically pure, I guess. He was trying to like make his family thoroughbred, so he like inbred his family. Wait, let me see. Charles Darwin. He practiced like eugenics within his own family. Eugenics family. Inbreeding. Charles Darwin married his first cousin, Emma Wedgwood. This led to discussions about inbreeding and its potential effects on their offspring. While Darwin himself was interested in the topic of heredity, he did not actively promote eugenics, a concept his cousin Francis Galton later developed. Galton believed that desirable human qualities were hereditary and could be improved through selective breeding, a notion Darwin disagreed with. Okay, so it was his cousin that was pushing it. Darwin's marriage. Darwin married his first cousin. Inbreeding and its perceived effects. Darwin was aware of the potential effects of inbreeding, especially within his own family, and several of his children experienced health issues and early deaths. Darwin's views on heredity. I kept on saying hereditary. It's heredity. Dyslexia makes you sexier, guys. Never, never forget. Inbreeding and its perceived effects. Darwin was aware of the potential effects of inbreeding. Oh, I just read that, didn't I? Darwin's views on heredity. Darwin's theory of evolution by natural selection focused on the struggle for existence and variation within populations. He explored the mechanisms of heredity in his work, including the potential effects of inbreeding, eugenics, and Galton. Darwin's cousin, Francis Galton, developed the concept of eugenics, which aimed to improve the human race through selective breeding. Galton believed that desirable traits were hereditary and could be enhanced by encouraging reproduction among individuals possessing those traits. Darwin's disagreement. While Darwin acknowledged the potential role of heredity, he did not actively support eugenics. He disagreed with Galton's elaboration of the theory, particularly the idea of applying it to humans in the way Galton proposed. Yeah, but Charles Darwin's kids were like the champions of eugenics, weren't they? Eugenics. Family. All in the fam. Yeah, Darwin's son Leonard replaced his cousin Galton as the chairman of the National Eugenics Society in 1911. So eugenics is the Darwin family business, which is absolutely disgusting. Like eugenics is yeah. Going down those roads as a society is really scary, especially for me because I do have a profoundly disabled sibling. And yeah, it's really, really scary the amount of people that were trying to get my mother and father to have her sterilized as a young child because, you know, she's disabled. Just like, you know, totally taking away her autonomy as a person. It's really scary. Eugenics, a Darwin family business. In the years leading up to the First World War, the eugenics movement looked like a Darwin family business. Darwin's son Leonard replaced his cousin Galton as chairman of the National Eugenics Society in 1911. In the same year, an offshoot of the society was formed in Cambridge. Among its leading members were three more of Charles Darwin's sons, Horace, Francis, and George. I can't, if that's just an excerpt, I think I have to subscribe to that. Hi Naruto, see you back. You came back very quickly.
Well, look, we had the peace talks. We gave it a chance. We've, you know, clenched our teeth. We did everything we could to enable President Trump to negotiate the desired result, and that would have been preferable for us and I think for everyone. But we saw in the course of the negotiations, while they were negotiating with the United States, the Supreme Leader of Iran, Ayatollah Khamenei, tweeted almost every day, "Death to Israel." The talks were merely a facade.
So are you going to target the Supreme Leader?
Look, we're doing what we need to do. I'm not going to get into the details.
But
that's yes. I think that's a yes, guys. I think that is a yes. But I don't think this man should be the leader of Israel. I'm not advocating for someone to assassinate him, though. I just think he's a fuckwit, you know?
U.S. officials tell us that the president flatly rejected a plan, an opportunity that the Israelis had to take out the supreme leader. Do you understand his concern? My understanding is his concern is that this would escalate the conflict beyond where it is already.
It's not going to escalate the conflict. It's going to end the conflict.
Yeah, all right, mate. Special, special, special boy. Well, this is what God loves you, mate, because no one else does. Woof. Well, I think we're going to react to one more video, and then what time is it in my country? It is 11:15 p.m. on a Friday night. What time is it in your country? You've had a few beers, have you, Hyperbovine? Yeah, it's Friday night. Like, you've been working hard. You've been working hard all week. You're allowed to have a few beers. That's totally fine. Does my computer work? I really need a I really need a new computer, guys. Oh, the lag is real. iShowSpeed is live. Well, that's nice for iShowSpeed. I am not a rich man in this world. And I wouldn't have the energy to be live streaming like iShowSpeed, because I have lupus and I am sick, and the world is hard. The world is hard for me. Pardon me. It's winter here, guys. It's a struggle. What kind of work did I do as a social worker? I have worked in a lot of different types of social work. So I've worked in homelessness, especially for women experiencing domestic violence, but just also in general homelessness. I've worked in child protection. I have worked in sexual assault. I have worked in... What else have I worked in? Yeah, I've worked in domestic violence, sexual assault, child protection. I've worked in legal social work as well. Yeah, I've kind of done the gamut, I would say. Yeah, I've done the gamut. Am I in uni? No, I've finished university in Naruto. I have finished university. Oh, my cat's meowing. You're welcome for my service, Hyperbovian. It's okay. What's wrong? I don't know if you can hear that, but my cat is crying. Yeah, that is how I got into law, actually. I just found that I just found legal concepts really easy to understand and pick up, and I just found myself doing more legal reading in my spare time, so I decided to do a postgraduate qualification in law. Sorry, I was just checking on my cat. Guys, I'm gonna have to go and feed my cat. I was only going to stream for another 20 minutes anyway, so seeing as though my cat is crying, I'm going to tend to her. But thank you so much for hanging out, guys. It's been good. It's been fun. It's been great. I'll be back tomorrow. And, see you next time. Bye.
Oh, you were just chatting as well. I hope you had fun with it. Well, there are Indonesian restaurants, but not as many as in Netherlands. And only many that are quote-unquote Indonesian. I wonder how that looks like. Maybe 9? My stream was buffering just then? I'm not dropping any frames. Is it Twitch? Because I know like for like a while ago Twitch went down. Like a few days ago I think. It might be Twitch. I didn't see any stuttering. Yeah, I'm not stuttering on my end. It says 0 frames.